Why is it that Messianic leaders and teachers seem to steer clear of tackling the most relevant issues affecting most religious people today? I haven't seen many, if any, authoritative Messianic teachings that stick strictly to the topic of how a person should handle himself in front of a screen. Any screen. A TV screen, a mobile phone screen, an iPad screen, a laptop, PC screen. Like I said, any screen. Especially considering the amount of time we are behind them these days. If I was to ask you what most Messianics spend most of their waking hours doing every day apart from working, what would you say? Would it be studying the Torah, doing good deeds, praying perhaps, learning about how to apply tshuva, or learning Musar or Halakha, maybe the laws of clean speech? After all, we spend quite a bit of time speaking. If any of these things were to be your answer, the response would be no, 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 and no. The correct answer would be that they spend most of their time on social media, watching streaming services, or playing video games. Yep, even on Shabbat. There's that old chestnut again. How do I know this? Because it's the most common activity among most demographics of people today, even the incarcerated and people in third world countries. The current figures show that an average person is on social media for 144 minutes per day, and over a month that's a total of 72 hours. Over an average lifetime of a person, they would spend a total of nearly 6 years of their life on social media alone. What would the figure be if we added watching movies and playing video games? In contrast, an average person spends just 67 minutes a day eating, so it's more popular than eating. The number one activity in the Messianic movement is spending time on social media, and this practice has almost no biblical-based standard or guideline on how it should be used, even if it should be used at all. Welcome to another elephant in the room that the shepherds refuse to address. That is the subject of the internet, TV, and social media halakha. While technology has been a constant companion to man since the banishment of the Adamic pair in Gan Eden, with tools used to till the land, protective clothing, the use of materials to build shelters, and then weapons of war, mass-produced advanced technology sits somewhat as a speck on the timeline of human history. Talk to David Hatcher-Childress and he'll tell you about technology in ancient times, even superseding man's advances today with the likes of the pyramids and countless monoliths across the globe. But the manufacturing of the type we see today has only been sprung upon mankind within the last 300 years of his entire existence. In the history of man's existence, excluding some debatable pre-flood periods, advanced technology has occupied the equivalent of a few microseconds of human history, and since the industrial age, it continues to move at an exponentially accelerated rate, with a huge upsurge in drone technology, robotics, and AI being the latest installment. Perhaps some of the most prophetic words in the Torah pertaining to man's advancement is found at the time of the construction of the Migdal Bavel, that is the Tower of Babel, where it says, "And Hashem said, Behold, they are one people, and they are all one language. And this is only the beginning of what they will do, and nothing that they propose to do will be impossible for them," according to Genesis 11:6. The Migdal Bavel was an unprecedented undertaking. A ziggurat, a massive tower soaring high up into the sky, built with a new material, bitumen, mortar, and baked clay. In Genesis 11:3 we read, "Let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly, and they used the brick for stone, and they used the tar for mortar." The Tower of Babel was man's first attempt to reach up to the heavens through mass cooperation and the use of physical materials in a manner contrary to the Almighty's will. Jewish writings describe how when a piece of the ziggurat would fall off, they would mourn, but when a worker fell to his death, people did not mourn. Today, mankind is following this same pattern. No one would argue the fact that technology has changed our lives dramatically. But technology has done absolutely nothing to change our nature. Rather, it has just allowed us to increase the ease and opportunity to pursue whatever it is that we need or desire. If you wanted to wage war in the past, you'd have to leave your country and go over and fight your enemy in a foreign land face to face. Today, modern warfare is fought without combatants having to leave an air-conditioned room, warplanes are unmanned, rockets have very long ranges, satellites spy on other countries, and transmitted data is intercepted and deciphered over the airwaves. And in days gone by, if a man wanted to steal money, he'd have to go and rob a bank. Today, he can steal copious amounts of money without even leaving his chair. Man has created this entity to make life easier and seemingly more enjoyable, but requires constant maintenance and upgrades, which brings with it weaknesses in the form of viruses, malware, and spyware, which now threaten personal lives, businesses, governments, economic stability, and even national security. One merely has to cut the electrical power of the enemy, and they are defeated. Technology seems to create a platform to exist in a much simpler way, yet the user is generally not aware of the construct of this platform, which causes him to be reliant on specialist technicians should parts of this platform malfunction or cease operating. In other words, if a person's car or computer breaks down, they need to rely on a qualified repairer to restore their operation. In the past, people in rural settings could do basic repairs, modifications, and even build near on 100% of their own equipment. With the advent of computer technology has come the requirement for IT services to maintain these systems, and they are continually evolving in every facet of the platform, including software, hardware, and interface. But technology is not evil, far from it. The divine will functions at the ceiling of all forms of technology. Indeed, technology today creates its own worlds, running in real time with thousands of interactive participants, and every year these simulated worlds are seeming to get more and more sophisticated. It is astounding that more people are not realizing that we are following in the footsteps of our creator in establishing these immensely detailed digital worlds. So what is technology really? Well, the word technology comes from the Greek technologia, made up of techne, meaning craft, and logia, meaning a type of. This is also where we get the word liturgy from. Technology is the manipulation of a physical apparatus or mechanism which has been designed and built to allow the user to achieve a more desirous outcome that without it would be unachievable by natural means, or less effectively achieved, or achieved in a greater amount of time. The using of technology requires no discipline or good character or worship of a deity to maintain beyond physical maintenance of the apparatus or mechanism. In short, technology has the potential to administer a quicker problem or a quicker solution. Not long after the appearance of computers came the appearance of the internet, and not long after the appearance of the internet came the appearance of social media. Social media allows one with access to share all kinds of data, images, and video to a vast audience without any type of significant vetting, and any vetting that does take place is usually to follow a government agenda rather than preserve a user's dignity. Billions of people across the globe are now able to instantly share their thoughts, feelings, and opinions before a potential audience of billions. So whether something wise or foolish is shared, it goes out and it can never ever really be taken back, and it has the potential to affect many souls for the good or for the bad, and this can go on for years. We should know that every move we make in the digital realm of the internet is recorded. Every web page visited, every image downloaded or uploaded, every word, time spent on an article or image, even every keystroke. We can now see in a type of crude fashion of how everything is potentially recorded in the heavenly realms. Every person will have to give an account of every word he has typed online, as well as whatever he wrote down or said in person. Even flippant talk or private conversations between husband and wife are all measured. In Matthew 12:36 and 37 we read, "But I tell you that everyone will have to give an account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." In the face of this, we have perhaps the biggest killer in the form of the social media platform Twitter. For a person who gives little thought to what they say, there is no greater form of self-destruction by opening an account on Twitter. Proverbs 16:27 says, "A worthless man digs up evil, while his words are like scorching fire." In effect, a person's own foolish words will fashion their own rods of fire that they'll be beaten with. The torments of Kafir Kala and Gehenna are not constructed and devised by the wardens of these places, they are constructed by us. But beyond Twitter, perhaps no other social media platform has had the greatest track record of destroying more lives than the juggernaut Facebook. Yes, the Book of Faces, or should I say dead faces, both of the actual dead who will eventually outpopulate the living on there, and the walking dead. Facebook can and does so many things to interfere with a person's Torah learning. And don't for a minute try and convince yourself that you're just on there to study Torah or keep connected to other Torah learners. The truth is, we chiefly use it to see how other people are doing. Some use it to try and build a following because it's easy to hide behind a keyboard. Many, and I mean many, get involved in arguments, theological debates, and put up posts to trigger or annoy people that don't hold the same religious views as them. Some use it to voyeuristically see how friends are aging, or checking how many likes their post received. Maybe you've chased up an old flame or two, or quietly watched someone you dislike's world gradually implode around them. Then there is the old, ever faithful proof of life post, as if to say, "Look everyone, I'm observing Pesach. Look everyone, I'm observing Hanukkah. Look everyone, I'm lighting Hanukkah candles." Any good the average person may do on it, and there's some good being done, is drowned out at about 20 to 1 by time wasting at best and contributing to the garbage of the world at worst. But the most dangerous act in using it is the aimless scrolling when we have no control over what we might see. Furthermore, anyone can put up an instant live feed, and not everybody has the same standard of morality as the next person. People have filmed anything from exes cheating, suicides, loved ones being murdered, you name it. Sure, you don't have a TV in your house, perhaps wonderful, but your mobile, iPad and PC have Facebook, and that's way worse. This tool, along with Instagram, feeds the ever addictive pattern of the short attention span. This is why a lot of adults are now being medicated with ADHD drugs. Its ability to personalize feeds based on time spent on images, the settings of the algorithm, supply endless hours of much of the same. Statistically, Facebook is still the most popular social media platform, with over 3 billion people on it a month. That's a third of the world's population. Okay, so let's try to track this back to the very beginning. Back in February of 2004, an awkward Jewish boy from suburban New York created a networking program that became the crown of all social media that we know today as Facebook. Now, technically there was MySpace before that, but for whatever reason, it didn't take off. But Facebook, on the other hand, became the conduit that has brought billions of people together that otherwise would have never met or reconnected. Now, most people would see this as a positive, but it's a little like the dating app world now, and if you've ever tried online dating, you'll know what I'm getting at here. Facebook is a place where people can share thoughts, causes, and ideas. It's entertaining and it can be educational and convenient to communicate with through video, audio, or the written word, or a combination of all three. Facebook has also brought about family feuds, ostracism, divorce, loss of employment, depression, addiction, antisocial behavior, the erosion of moral decency through inappropriate content. It's been used to start rebellions and insurgencies, and as I've mentioned before, wasted years of a person's life through endless scrolling. It's enabled robbery, scams, wars, riots, kidnapping, rape, murder, and suicide. It is used by the government, police, and independent private investigators, and it's also used for advertising. So like I said, it enables the good more efficiently, and it also enables the bad more efficiently. The biggest challenge in Facebook, as with the internet in general, is how it should be used. Many religious people have asked the question, is Facebook kosher? Well, the simple answer is no, it's not. But a less simple answer is it depends, in that it depends on how you use it and what you use it for. So what sort of social media use is consistent with a religious lifestyle? There does seem to be a lack of halakhic guidelines regarding the use of social media in the Messianic movement. Social media provides a platform for anyone to instantly share anything they wish. Many people who observe Torah are often confronted by language, video, and images from non-religious family members and friends. Even at times they might find themselves confronted by inappropriate material by supposedly fellow Torah observant individuals. The easiest way to see if you have a problem with social media addiction is to simply see how much time you spend on it, which most iPhones can quite easily tell you, and then weigh that against how much time you spend learning Torah and see who wins. Other things include the type of interaction that you have on it. Do you enjoy debating, arguing? Do you enjoy going after people, showing people your new toys, your holiday snapshots? Or do you use it to try and get sympathy or pity? Maybe you use it for business. Maybe you use it to try and get money out of people. Many people use it to scam people out of money. In fact, most people watching this video have now been a victim of some sort of social media scam. Listen, I'm not going to waste too much more of your precious time in this video. Suffice it to say that if you fancy yourself as being Torah observant, you need to learn the accepted halakha. So what I suggest you do is to go to Halakhapedia and read through the halakha on internet, TV, and social media halakha. That would be a great start. Also seriously consider removing all social media apps from your phone. You'll find you will be much happier and your head will be much clearer, enabling you to devote more time thinking about Torah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and perhaps maybe it's brought up a few things for you to think about and maybe challenged you in a good, positive way. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for watching the video and getting this far. Bye for now. If you like the content of this channel, get a hold of this book. It is literally jam-packed with information you will not find in most Torah publications. Its pages include topics like the fable of the money-hungry Jew, the lie that propelled the Holocaust, the real root of anti-Semitism, rightly dividing Mashiach, which contains startling truths about the Messiah you will not read anywhere else, Judaism in the New Testament, updated information about the creation of the Golem and the false Messiah, the commandment to wage war, the truth about the Shield of David, a compendium of all the false teachings in the Messianic movement to help you navigate what is truth, biblical capital punishment, and why you should be frightened of sinning, the significance of the land of Israel, the obligations of the student, the eye in the triangle, sanctified sex, how to think like a Jew, and much, much more. There is also an updated chapter 1, and along with all the other chapters, has hundreds of footnotes and references. This is a book that took 10 years to research and compile, and will be a welcome addition to the library of any discerning student of Torah and Mashiach. Get it today on Amazon and other online bookstores. Bye for now.